You're in a meeting and your colleague says something and the thought assaults you. What a stupid idea! What do you do then? You want to be honest and you want to be respectful. If you're honest and you speak your mind, it's not going to work very well. Telling your colleague that that's a stupid idea is likely to upset him and not generate a good working environment. On the other hand, if you're respectful, saying, that's really interesting, well, you know that's not true. You don't think that's really interesting. You think that's a stupid idea. So how can you combine these two things? How can you be honest and respectful when you think that the other person said something stupid? You and your partners have to communicate in order to collaborate. Without creating a common informational environment, it's impossible to decide what to do, how to analyze the situation, who is going to take care of what, and then things will not get solved. Being able to share what's true for you and listen what's true for the other is the foundational step of a good working relationship, an effective working environment. The problem is that many of the thoughts that we have, the truths that we have to share with other people, are quite toxic. They are likely to upset other people. So then, because we know that, we hold back. We withhold our truth, and we say something that we think is going to please them. But by pleasing them, we hide a very important part of the problem that needs to be solved. So that's likely to lead to frustration. This creates a real dilemma, because you cannot choose your thoughts. So the truth of what you think is just there. If you think the idea is stupid, that's what you think. You can't change it. But if you say it's stupid, then you get in trouble. And if you don't say it's stupid, and you say it's interesting, you also get in trouble. So how is it possible for people to collaborate without upsetting one another when this dilemma affects all of us? We're going to look at these situations that are likely to end in destruction of relationships, ineffectiveness, bad feelings, just a whole mess that starts with the inability to speak and listen to each person's truth. By the end, you'll be able to turn the most difficult conversations into constructive dialogues. The transformation of a difficult conversation into a constructive dialogue has 3 steps, 3 skills that you have to master. The first one is learning how to listen. There's a special way to listen that has to be learned. The second is learning how to inquire, not only to understand what the person says, but why does the other say what they say? What do they think that leads them to say what they say? And the third is to express, to speak your truth in a way that the other person can hear without reactivity. The language of the knower, it's always you language or it language. It's second or third person. You are an idiot. It is wrong. This is the wrong way to go about it. That is ugly. You see, it's always second or third person, dangerous. The language of the learner is always first person. I don't understand. I don't see how your proposal is going to help us accomplish our goal. See, I language is not just nice. It's not, oh, that's really interesting. No, I language speaks your truth, but does it respectfully, because you're allowing for the fact that perhaps the other has an answer. So when I say, I don't understand how that is going to lead to the result that we're pursuing, you may have a good answer. And I'm not committing that your answer is wrong. I'm simply saying, at this point, I don't know, and I'd like to find out. This works either way. If you don't have an answer, then you have to acknowledge you don't have an answer. And if you do have an answer, and I like your answer, then I can say, oh, I didn't understand first, but now that I understand, I really like your proposal, let's go with it. So it's very flexible when you express your truth in a humble way. When you express, you follow the same 4 steps that you follow when you were inquiring. What do you think? Why do you think what you think? What's important to you? And what do you suggest to do about it? So now imagine that the person is asking you these questions. And you express, here's what I think. Here's why I think what I think. This is my evidence. This is my logic. Here's what's really important to me. And finally, this is what I suggest we do about it. See, that's always respectful because you're never imposing your truth as the only truth. That's what creates the conflict. Not that you think something different than the other person, but that your thought has to exclude the thought of the other person, and there's no way to integrate. So by speaking in first person, you can be honest and you can be respectful because you're humble. How do you turn then a difficult conversation into a constructive dialogue? First, the step 0 is to become a learner. Stop being a knower and take the position of humility of the learner. After you've done that inside yourself, you listen. You pay attention and you let the other person know that you're really listening to them. Second, you ask them, why is it that they think what they think? And you get into the process of their thought. Not just the finished product, but the process of creating that product in their mind. And third, you express your truth honestly and respectfully.